So here, so first of all, what is JavaScript? We want to know that, no? So basically, what is JavaScript and why it is used? Okay. So JavaScript used by the programmers across the world to create a dynamic and interactive web page content like application and browser. So basically, JavaScript language is a most popular language. Why I'm saying means we can use whatever the domain we want. For example, if you want to become a web developer, or if you want to become a mobile app, or if you want to become a game developer, or anything else, AI or machine learning, whatever, we can do all the things in within this one language. But it's have a set of framework for particular things. So we want to learn that framework. For if you want to create like a desktop application, you want to learn the Electron, right? There is a framework called Electron, and for the mobile application we have Ionic and React Native. There is a lot of framework out there. For the web application, so we're going to use a React, Angular, or Vue. So React is the most popular way, but before we get into React, you should want to learn JavaScript thoroughly. Okay, then only you can able to understand the frameworks code. If you're not strong in the basics of JavaScript, you couldn't able to do anything, because the React web page, the React framework was fully created with the usage of JavaScript. No, so you should want to learn the JavaScript quite good. Okay, so we'll learn all the things. So JavaScript is simply a scripting language. So we're going to use it for web development, or like I'm not going to give the history and all. So that is I don't want to give that history. If you want, you go and just research that. Okay, I'm just going to focus on the logical thinking and how the language syntax and things are going to work. Okay, so for example, first thing, so that's all. You want, if you want anything, if you want to ask me anything about JavaScript, you can ask before we'll start coding.
Sir, what is difference between Java and JavaScript?
Yeah, Java is another language. Okay, so there is no connection with the Java and JavaScript. That is a different language. JavaScript is a different language. Okay, so we don't want to compare the two. So that is totally different, because it kind of fully object oriented programming, but here we're going to use kind of functional program. You see, there is a multi paradigm. So the multi paradigm means the functional programming and also the object oriented programming. So we basically look the both functional program. I'm not going to introduce the functional programming. That is another concept. Okay, so even though I am not good at the functional programming, I want to learn a lot. Okay, so we're going to look how the object oriented programming works, but I will give you some path to make functional programming application. We'll create some functional program, but I'm not going to show you that in depth, because even though I'm not having a good knowledge of functional programming, so it has some big concept. Okay, so we should learn by the way with our path when we learning the JavaScript. So don't mix with the Java and JavaScript. Okay, so both are different. So any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so here we'll just get into W3 school. They will give you some good so okay, JavaScript is a programming language for web, not only for web. So it's going to be work for a mobile app, and a lot of things for gaming and AI, machine learning, a lot of things. Okay, JavaScript can update the changes both HTML and CSS. This is the main thing you want to know. So in this course, we are not going to add any backend database or server like that, because we want to know Node.js to do all the things. Okay, but I'm just going to give you some example of full stack application using a mock database, kind of a JSON server. I will introduce that when we get into the time, when the time will come. Okay, so we're going to manipulate the data. So so if you want to delete something from the web page, so you click the delete button. The delete button should that item's gonna disappear, right? So these all kinds of are going to handle by JavaScript. Okay, so that's what they're saying. JavaScript can calculate, manipulate, and validate. So we're going to use a form validate. Manipulate means I said no. So if you want to delete or if you want to add like that thing, so the calculate some mathematical things. So here we don't need this one. So we'll get into our practical way. Okay, so that's all. So first step is what I'm going to do now here in the new desk. Okay, not in the new desk. I think this 8 p.m. So here I'll put Java script. Okay, so this JavaScript, I'll take this JavaScript to my VS Code. empty folder. So inside I'm going to keep all the file here only. Okay. So in this folder, first thing we want to, before entering to the JavaScript concept, I want to explain you what is console.log. Okay. So basically, I will give you the example here. Console, what is console.log? Most of the time we'll use to debug our code. So it is very important, and also it is very useful to what is console.log. So I will give you the PDF also. Okay, this is all the basic concept. We don't need the PDF to remember all the things. Okay, so that's what I didn't made any PDF for this basic concept. But when we get into object and functional type kind of things, so I will have some good PDF about how the structure and how the programming language will work. So I will give you that PDF and all. Okay, so the console.log methods. The console.log method output a message to a web console. So I will show you what is console now. So the message may be a single string with optional substitution values, or it may be any one or more JavaScript object. Okay. So I will explain you what this they are mean here. So what is console.log? Okay, first step. So I'll just going to create a index.html. So far we used to put a style.css, but now hereafter that's not the case we're going to use. We want a app.js. So here you can give whatever the name you want. I'm creating a JavaScript file. So the end of extension should be .js. So this is a JavaScript file. Okay, so we want to include that into our index.html. So to do that, the basic code snippet, and I want to add here JS fundamentals. Okay, fundamentals. So here first step is what I'm going to do. So here, the last time what we did when we used the CSS, we used to put the link and we'll give the source, right? So here we don't. If you want to add the JavaScript to your application, so you want to put a script source. Okay, so because basically the JavaScript is scripting language, so we're going to put a script here. The source is dot slash where which file you want to add here. Okay, in your application. So I'm going to add a app.js. So now this app.js got connected to this HTML document. So now I'm coming back to here. So console.log 123. This is the method how you want to create a console.log. I will explain you deeply. Now I'll just show you how this JavaScript is returning something here in the console. Okay. So I will open this on my live server. So now with here this we are not saying anything because there is no heading or something like here, right? So I'll make a JavaScript. JavaScript fundamentals. Okay, so we'll keep this smallness. Okay, so if I come back here, you see now the JavaScript fundamentals is outputting here. So now I want to open this. So well, like basically what we do in the CSS, no, we'll just right click the mouse and we'll click this inspect, right? So it will pop up some elements tab. So last time when we into the web page creation using HTML and CSS, we will in this tab only, right? This element tab. So this is what it's going to do. It's going to inspect all the element what we are adding in our HTML document, and in this right side we're going to have the style. So the style going to show what are the style is included to that element what you uh, make a design in your application, right? So now this is console. Okay, so you see this 123 is now returning here. Why means I put console.log 123 here. Okay, so this is a console. So the console.log is I want to log something here. So the what I'm logging here is 123. Okay, so this is what I'm logging here. So that's what in the console it's returning as 123. So everything is fine, right? So now I want to show you some console methods now. So basically this console method console.log, I want to pass a string. Okay, so before that I will give you some examples like this way also. 123. So this is going to log like this way. So there is a console.log error. Okay, error. We're not gonna use this error and all, so don't worry about that. I just want to show you. So 99% we use only the console.log because we want to know where the error is coming and what the data we want to output. So to check something in your application before making a code. So that's what the console is very helpful, because we're going to check our code using console.log, what the things are outputting, where is the error is happening, like that way. Okay, so this is here error. Okay, so now I'll save this. You see the error is returning with the red color background and like a kind of danger. Okay, so this is a error. So this is a error. Then console dot log not log warning. So console dot log warning should return this is a warning. Okay, so if I save this file, so now you see this returning as an yellow background. Okay, so this is the difference between the error and the what is that, a warning. So and also we have a, I think we have a time and end time. So console log dot time. So basically what is going to do, so inside I'm just going to create a var. So I'll just keep some expression here, 1 plus 1 and 2 plus 5. You can do whatever you want. If you want some mathematical or arithmetic like that, I'm just using some additional here. So here I want to put console.log. We not gonna use these kind this things all, so don't worry about that. So I just want to show you the things, what are the console log methods are. Okay, so now you see the console log time starts from here. So it has some arithmetic here, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 5, 5 plus 5, and here we end the time. Okay, so now I'm coming back here. This what it's actually saying. You'll see this default returning some 0 point some milliseconds. Okay, this is not a second, this is a milliseconds, less than 1 millisecond. This is compiling less than 1 millisecond. You see here we are not having one. Okay, so this less than 1 millisecond. So for example, you see here the code runs one line by line. The JavaScript always run line by line. First step is the run this one, then 2, then 3, then 4. So when it hit 3, then when it hit 4, it's start counting to be in between how many milliseconds going to happen. The 12th line is gonna run done. Okay, so it's basically it's returning how much time it takes for this arithmetic. Okay, in between the time from here to here, that's what it returning, 0 to some decimal value on millisecond. Okay, so we're not gonna use anything, so don't worry about that. So I think this is enough for the console log. Okay, so this is console log. I will just command it out. If you want, you just go and make practice about later. So first step, okay, in JavaScript. So in not only in the JavaScript, in programming language, we need to learn first the fundamentals of the languages, right? So for example, if we both are speaking to each other, but what is the fundamentals? The grammar and the vocabularies and phrases like that way, so that we can able to understand each other. So that is our fundamentals, right? To talk each other, to have some conversation. But hereafter, now in this case, you're going to have a conversation with your machine. So to have a conversation with machine, we need to learn the fundamentals, how to talk to your machine, how to talk to your computer like that way, how to get something from your computer, how to add something to your computer like that way. To do that, what are the things we're going to learn? So we want to learn the variables, data types, and numbers, things, templates, arrays. There is a lot we're going to learn, all the things. But this course is not going to be very silly course, it's going to be very deep course. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm going to show you uh, all the advanced topic. Okay, so this I'm not going to give a kind of example, the silly examples. You will now, I will say you that you will never find any example from the Google. Okay, I made a lot of good examples, so I will show you all the things. So first step is we want to learn a variable. Okay, so I'll create a file here. So the file is one, I will keep it variable. Okay, variable.js, because the extension should end with .js. So I'm creating a new file. Now you see, I included the app.js only here. Okay, but now I'm going to work the variable in this file. So I want to include that file here to the source. So I'll just get rid of the app.js and I will include the variable.js here. Okay. So in JavaScript, so before that, I will show you some definition here. Yeah, okay. So I will show you some my definition first of all. Okay, what is variable first of all? So variable, what is variable? So variable is a kind of container. Okay, for example, if you're going to some shop, okay, you have some container in your hand, so to put something inside the bag and come back to your home. So for basically in real life, so this is a container. So this container, this is empty, right? When you're going to whenever you're going to some shop, you just take that from your home. So why you are taking this container? To put something here. So basically when the initialize, so it is empty. So when you buy something from your shop, so you just gonna put all the things here. So now this container contains something value, right? So it's even kind of fruit or ice cream or whatever, bread, whatever the things you are putting here, it's going to contain inside this container. Okay, so this is a basic container of our real life example. So how this is going to work in a programming language, that is our question. So for basically I will explain you that later. So first thing, we have a three syntax. Okay, three syntax to create a variable in a javascript: var, let, and const. In this const. Okay, so when I'm teaching you, I will give you some topics, but I'm not going to cover this now. Soon I will cover. Okay, so don't worry about that. So I will cover that soon. So now first step, I'm just going to create a var using a var keyword. So how the machine will understand your keywords means it's learn line by line. Okay, sorry, the word by word. So if you see this one is v a r, if this r missing, it should return a error. Okay, so sorry, the letter. Okay, so var, this is only valid. After that you want to put a name. If it is not there, is if there is no name, it should return a error. Okay, you see the file name is actually in a red color. It's a danger. Okay, so now I'm going to put a name. This is my container equal to, inside the container I'm just put some string here. Okay, I will give you the example about the data types. What are the data types we have in javascript? For now, just understand the basics of variable. Okay, I will teach you the data types. In the next concept, the data types. So here I put Javed. Okay. So now this name contains some value. That value is Javed in our real time example. So this is a carry bag. So this carry bags contain some fruits and breads and all the things. Okay. So kind of the same carry bag, but this carry bags now contain in our programming language. This is a var name. Okay, so this is a var name. So inside what we put some string value here. Okay, hello, like that way. So this hello is going to set here. Okay, so basically what I'm saying, var name is a container. Okay, so that's all. So this container is going to have some value. So that value is string or boolean or number, whatever it is. I will get shown that. Okay, so now I put some value into that name container. So console.log, I want to log that into my console because I want to know the output of what the name is actually containing. Okay, so I put the name here. So now you see, now just tell me what gonna output now.
It will show nothing.
No, this name contains something, right? Javed.
Okay,
Okay.
so it will show Javed.
Yeah, it's going to return a Javed. So don't worry about this strikeout. Okay, this is coming because of
Okay.
some I mismatch with them. Some extension is mismatching in my VS code. So that's what the problem is coming. So it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, so in this you see this is the console. Okay, you see I'm in the console tab. So Javed is returning here. Why? Because I put the value inside to that name container. Okay, I'm just get some value from that container using the console.log and the name I want to pass here. If there is another e, so this is not gonna match to this one and to this. Okay, so this is wrong. So I want to give the name here. So okay, this one is cool. So now if I come back here, you see now the Javed is returning. What if I change the name value here to Jagan? Okay, and I put the container here. Okay, I told you that machine is going to run the code line by line. Okay, each and every line. So the first line runs the Javed. It's going to store in the value in a memory, and second line it's going to output in a console. You see the fifth line, it's actually making some changes. The name already has here. Okay, I'm calling the name again. I'm equaling that, and I'm passing new value to this container. Okay, so if there is some content, if you in your hand there is a container, you put some mango first, and then you get the mango and throw it outside and put another apple or kind of new fruits to into that container. The same concept is happening here. Now this time when it comes to the sixth line, when it's going to see the name is now holding the Jagan. Okay, so if come back and see, you see the first line is Javed, the second line is Jagan. Okay, basically it's reassigning the thing. Okay, so we are reassigning the value to the variable. Okay, so you understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then initialize variable init variable. So this basically mean initialize. Okay, we're going to initialize something. So what is the initialize? So var greeting, greeting, var greeting, I'm just going to leave it like this way. Okay, so now we'll check what the greeting is going to return. So now this container is not contain anything, right? So it is an empty container. You're not put anything to that container, right? So if I come back here, you see it's returning undefined. Okay, what the machine catch? So it has some variable here, but the variable does not contain any value. So it's going to search the memory. In the memory, this greeting has not have any value. So what that console is returning here? Undefined. Okay, we are not define anything to that greeting, so that's what it returning, undefined. Okay, so once I call the greeting here again, okay, greeting, greeting equal to, I'll make it hello here. Okay, what this hello is going to return? Now the greeting is going to return hello, because basically we are reassigning the thing here. The first step, it is undefined, so I'll make this here. Okay, so I'll just command this out. So the first step, initializing the variable, we are storing some only the key. Okay, only the key we are storing to the memory. It not have any value. After that, we are using the console.log. We are calling the greeting. So in this case, the greeting is not having any value, so it's going to return undefined. Second, then the 12th line, we are calling the greeting again, and we are initializing another name to the value, right? To the greeting name to the value. So that's what hello. In this 13th line, again, I'm calling the console or log, and I want to pass the greeting here. So what does it going to do? You see, it's written undefined and hello. Okay. So this is how these things are working. So now I'll just command this out. So this is the var. Okay. The var and let are basically the same thing, but there is some kind of scenario where you want to use var, where you gonna use let. But I'm going to focus on ES5 because there is a version of ES5 and ES6. Okay, I will show you that. ES5 and ES6. But I will cover all the ES6 syntax and all everything. But why I'm focusing the ES5 means because ES5 is the base of the JavaScript. Okay, ES6 was created using that ES5. Basically, kind of syntactic sugar. The syntactic sugar means they make some syntax easier to understand to the people. Okay, so for example, I will give the what is difference between ES5 and ES6. So ES5 supports primitive data that you don't need this. So this like noob example and some additional data types I introduced. Okay, we'll just check here. Okay, basically what does, so this ES5 is going to work in every browser. Okay, even though is it if it is Internet Explorer, that's not a problem. But ES6 not gonna work in every browser. Okay, so that is the difference. There is a lot of syntax differentiate using the ES5 and ES6, but I'm almost going to cover all the advanced topic in ES5, and also I'm going to do the same project what we created in ES5. The same project we're going to convert to that ES6 also. Okay, so that only you can able to understand how these things are working. Okay, so we'll do that later. So far now the var is ES5 keyword. This let and const was created in ES16. So there's a new version of keywords. Okay, not the new version, kind of ES5 and ES6. That's all. Okay, so this is a base JavaScript. This was created using a syntactic sugar. I will show you the scenario where should we want to use the let, and what are the problem that let solving, what are the problem the var is not solving. I will show you the let and the difference between the var and let. Basically the var and let is going to work same, but scenarios may be something different. I will show you that when the time comes. Okay, so now kind of now I'm going to teach you that how can we name the variable. Okay, what are the styles we can name the variables. So first step, we have a letters. Okay, letters and numbers, and we can use a underscore, and we can use a dollar sign. Okay, so already we did here using the letter, right? So I'm just going to create a new one here. So var test equal to, the value is going to be test. Okay, so I'm using the variable of letters, right? So then here console.log, I want to console the test here. So the test is going to return what? Just 1 minute. What the test is going to return?
Yes.
Test. Okay, so if I come back to my JS fundamental, it's returning a text. Okay, everything is fine now. But if I put one in the beginning, it's going to return Yeah, error. Okay, I will show the error. You see, uncaught syntax error. That is a syntax error. There is no syntax like that way. So JavaScript does not allow to put one in front of the does not allow to create a variable name using a number. Okay, invalid or unexpected tokens,
Sir,
because
same like Python, no, sir.
same like Python. Every language is gonna work like the
Yeah.
same way. No, so I want to cover all the basics. No, so that's what I'm
Okay, sir.
covering. Okay. So here we couldn't able to put a number. So remember that, don't put number. Okay. So if I put the number at the end of the test, so it's not gonna uh, do anything. Okay. So now I'll put the test one here. You see now the test is working here, even though I can put in the middle here, here or here, I can put here or anywhere in between the test. Okay. That's not a big problem. So it's, I want to change it here also. I will show this error. Okay. What this error? Okay. I will show you that later. So now I'll put the test one here. Now this is going to work similar how the test works. So I'll take this out. So then we have a style of underscore. Okay, some people do this like this way. When they create a variable, they will start with underscore. So this is not gonna make you make some error. So you see this returning a test. And also we have a dollar sign. So some people also do like this way. So I put a dollar sign here. So now if I come back here, you see the test is returning here. Okay, so I will put some here. Okay, cannot start with number. Okay, variable cannot start with number. So everything is cool. I'll just make this like command. Okay, so the same command how do you use in a style.css, kind of a control slash forward slash forward slash. Okay, switching on and off. So then the second one is let. Okay, we want to know the let, what the let is going to do. I told you that let is gonna work same as the variable. Okay, the var keyword. So I want to call it as a let name. I'm initializing the name here. Okay, so this now if I what should return if I console log the name now? So it's gonna work same as the
Undefined, sir.
yeah. Okay, so if I come back here, it's going to return me undefined because it's not contain any value. So here I'm going to have a name equal to Javed. So if I put something here, Javed, so now what it's going to return?
Javed, sir.
Okay, so now it's returning a Javed. Okay, so everything is fine. So the second step is what should I want to do here? Okay, so if I reassign the name here, Javed to Jagan. Okay, so if I put console.log name Jagan and I reassign it here in the 25th line and I'm
Javed
consoling.
and Jagan will be, sir.
Yeah, okay. So here you see the Javed is returning and the Jagan is the value got changed here. Okay. So this kind of the same, but I will show you I will give you the example where when we going to use a let. We're not gonna use a var in our in hereafter anymore, but when I told you that I'm just going to give you the example using only the ES5 because var is ES5 syntax. We want to learn what are the problem we have in ES5. Okay, so then only you can able to understand easily about the ES6. So I'm just going to stick with ES5 for couple of days. Okay, so don't worry about that. I will show you the both difference. So we have a const. So the const basically the const meaning is constant. Okay, so what the meaning of constants? For example, we have a pi value, right? So 3.14, I think the pi value, right? I don't know what exactly what the pi value is. So pi value. No, what is pi now? So okay, 3.14. Yeah. So we couldn't able to change this, right? So this is a constant value. So we cannot able to change this pi value. So the same thing here. The const, if you use to create a variable using const, we couldn't be able to change the value of that variable. Okay, so for example, I put a const here. The const name takes a name equal to Javed. So now I'll put console.log Javed here. Okay, so not Javed in the name. So it's going to return the same value, kind of how the var and let works. Okay, so if I come back here, you see this returning a Javed. Okay, everything is fine. So if I change the name to another new value here to Jagan, it's going to return a error. Okay, you see, assignment to the constant variable. You couldn't able to change the initial value you couldn't able to change the value what you given in the previous. Okay, so remember that we if once you create this variable with some value, you couldn't able to reassign that here. If you want to change it here only. Okay, so remember that. So now what I'm just going to do now, here I will add some command for that. So can not reassess ign. Okay, cannot reassign. Okay, so and also there is another example. So name, so I'm just going to create a const age. Okay, I couldn't able to initialize the value using const. Okay, because it's going to return missing initializer in const declaration. Always if you create a const variable, you should want to put some value here. Okay, if there is no value to the const variable, it's going to return a error. So that error, so now you see there is no error. I'm not consoling the age now, so that's what we are not getting the 25. But you cannot able to leave the const variable like this way. Okay, it's going to show an error. Remember that also. So here I will put value how to assign SSIG and assign a value. Okay, so fine. So I'll command this out also. So this is variable. So I'm going to put some object and arrays now. Okay, so don't worry, we'll get into the object and array soon. But I'm just going to create now. I will teach you that bit sooner. So person, I'm just going to create a person. This person name takes a Javed and the age is 25. Like that way I will give. Okay. So if I try to console log the person, don't worry about the object. I will teach you how the object is working. Just I'm creating some variable. Okay, in this variable, then now the object contains object start with the curly brace open and curly brace close. Inside we have the key and value pass. So I will explain it deep because we're going to get into the deep knowledge about the objects. Okay, because in JavaScript everything is an object. So I will teach you that later. So far, like, so for just I want to give you the example how the object is going to return. You see this is returning with the open and curly brace, and it has some age and name. Okay, so that's cool. If you can ask the question why the a is coming in the top. Okay, if you see we are created the name first and the age, but here when the console is we are consoling, the age is returning first because it's sorting using the alphabet way. Okay, so the a is the first letter. No, so that's what the a is coming. It's returning in alphabet, sorting alphabets. So that's all. So if I try to change the person equal to new object here, I'm just creating an empty object here. Okay, you see I'm making an empty object. It's going to return assignment to the const variable. So you could not able to create a new value to this person, but you can target the inside key and you can change the value. Okay, I'm just going to change the Jagan here. So if I come back here, you see that name Javed changed to Jagan. This is not going to show any error because you are reassigning inside the properties only, not the direct value of the person. Okay, so this is the difference. So a lot of people have confusion about this. Okay, so now you keep in mind. So you cannot able to change this direct value, but you can able to change the inside value of the object. Okay, so now you understand, right, what I mean? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now there is the array. Okay, so array const, I'm going to create a numbers here. Numbers equal to 1 2 3 4 5. This is an array. Okay, so you see the object is have a curly and this one is a flat. Okay, that's the difference. So now we're going to have collections of items into this array. So I will teach you the later how the array deeply, so don't worry about that. So here if I try to change, I will console the array here now. So numbers, if I console log the numbers, we can see the array is printing here 1 2 3. These are the index. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So everything is returning here 1 2 3 4 5. And if I try to change the numbers equal to empty array or some value here, kind of 7 8 9, like this way. Basically we are reassigning the thing again. Okay, so this should return the same array, same thing. You see, assigned to the constant variable. So we couldn't able to change the value of that const. So I get rid of it and I can push something into the numbers. Okay, if I'll teach you that methods, array methods later. I push 6 to this array. Okay, So I'm not changing anything for directly in this array. I'm just pushing some value to this array. So now you see this has some length of 6. So the 6 is basically added here. Okay. So this is the difference. So this is the variable. Okay. I will teach you the later let and difference between the let and what, where should we want to use the let, what the problem is the let is solving. Okay. Later I will teach you that. So the main concept is, so do you have any doubts in variable?
No, sir.
Okay, everyone is okay, right? Just pin me on a chat so that I can able to go with next topic. Okay, super. So now I want to create a new file here. This file is going to be an data types. Okay. Oh, .js, and also I want to make changes here inside this file. So /data types.js. Okay, that's cool. Now what should I want to do? So variable data types. So I'll close this and all. So what is data types? Okay, I will give you the example from here. In my Figma, I have the some. So data types describe the different types or kinds the data we are going to be working with, storing in a variable. Okay. So it is main topic. In JavaScript, there are 5 basics or primitive types and types of data. The 5 most basic types of string, number, boolean, undefined, and null. Okay, we refers to these as a primitive data types. I will give you that thing. What is primitive? So that's all. Okay, we just going to store the data types into a variable. Okay, that's all. That's a data type. For example, coming back to my here, where is the data type here? I think in this account. Data types, this one. So now you see there is a different two types of data in our JavaScript. So the primitive data types and the reference data types. Okay. So this is very difficult to explain you now. I will give you the example once we get into some good place of understanding. Okay. Now I'm not gonna, I'll just explain now. So afterwards you will understand very quite good. Okay. So the primitive data types, what the primitive data types is going to do, store directly in the location. The location mean the memory of the computer. Okay. Store directly in the location, the variable acts store on the stack. So it's going to store on a memory in your machine. So we can able to access using the variable name what you given. So in a store on the stack. Okay. So it's going to available. What the reference type is going to do, the reference type accessed by the reference object that are stored on the heap. You don't want to now you don't want to think about this. I will teach you this later. Okay, a pointer to a location in a memory. Basically, if you're creating a ab, okay, uh, as an object, you are just making a copy of an a using the reference type. The both object is going to point to the same object. If you change any b, so it's going to affect the a. If you change anything to the a, it's going to affect the b, because the a and b are looking at the same pointer. So that's what they are mentioning here, a pointer to a location in the memory. Okay, so the pointer, kind of one point, two object are located to that. So whatever you are changing to the each object, it's going to affect the both object. Here it is not the case. We're going to copy the thing. Here this is not going to look the same pointer, the location in memory. It's going to kind of copying. Okay, for example, uh you used to put x equal to 5, and you can copy the x equal y equal to x. Okay, both are going to store in a different stack. So that's what this are primitive types. I know it is very difficult to explain also, and also very difficult to understand also, but later I will show you that. Okay, when the time comes, on the time you will understand properly. So now the primitive types has 5 different types of data types. Okay, so you see the string, number, every language is going to have this one, but I don't know about another language about null and undefined. I don't know that. So then the primitive data type, we have string, number, boolean, null, and undefined. There is another type that called a symbol. it's a ES6 version syntax. So, but I don't know where they are using, because this is not uh, that's I don't know where they are using the symbols. Okay, I will teach you the symbols also. So I'm not going to give any example about the symbols, because even though I didn't use anything. Okay, so that's what. So string, number, boolean, null, and undefined. I will send you the PDF later. So the referent data types are the object. So arrays are object in JavaScript. Objects are object in JavaScript. Functions are object in JavaScript. Dates are object in JavaScript. So these are the reference types. So whatever you're looking as an object in a JavaScript, that's called a reference type. If it is not an object type, it's going to be a primitive type. Okay. So JavaScript is a dynamic type language. Kind of machine should able to understand what type you are creating to a variable. For for example, if you, I don't know, if you work with some kind of Java syntax and all, but in Java, if you want to create a string, you want to mention what type you want to put into the variable what you're creating. Okay. So here not the case. You can just give the string and number. The machine itself understand what type you are giving to your machine. Okay, the same variable can hold multiple types, and we don't need to specify the types. That's what I'm saying. Okay, this is the main topic. We don't need to specify the types. The type is called the string or boolean or kind of. Okay, most other language are statical type. So Java, C++, C# are the static type. We want to mention what type the variable should want to store, but here that's not a case. You can store whatever the types you want to store in your variable. Okay, so that's why the same variable can hold multiple types. So the superset of JavaScript and add-on to allow the static type, example TypeScript. So there is a TypeScript in a JavaScript, superset of JavaScript. So that is a static typing. So we want to mention what the difference. I will give you the example JS and TS. Okay. So I'll just go into images. You see, this is TypeScript. This is okay. They're creating some functions. That's not good. Here we are not getting any. Okay. This is also not good. Everything is coming from React interface. I think why. Okay, wait 1 minute. JS variable. So you know already the JS variable. I'll just put TypeScript variable. So where is the TypeScript variable? You see, yeah. Here, this is not a good example. Yeah, you see, this is a TypeScript. Okay, superset of JavaScript. Let is active as a boolean. You see, they are actually mentioning here as a boolean. Okay, if you want to put some value into that, you want to mention it. If it is there's string or number into this is active variable, it's going to return some array. So why the TypeScript is gonna help you means because if you have dynamic type kind of JavaScript, it's going to give you some lot of error to wait. It's very hard to fix the error when it's come to a big application when you are working. Okay, but not for the small application, don't worry. So the difference is you want to mention the what type you're using. That's all. There is no other any other difference. Okay, so all JavaScript and other language should you want to mention like this way. You see, if you want to use the string here, you want to mention the string like this way. So that's the difference. So now I'm just going to get into the data types. So the data types is, I told you that we have two data types. One is primitive. Okay, first we'll take a look at primitive. So it's going to have a string. First one is string, string. String is going to have a const name equal to here I'm going to give a Java. Okay, so we already did. So what the string syntax looks like, so it contain a name and the name contains some value. What this name string, why we are saying the string means, you see this surrounded with some two quotes. If it is surrounded with two quotes, it should be a string. Okay, so I'll put the console.log name here and also the type of name. Okay, so console.log name and console.log type of name. So name and Javed. So you'll see in the console. So if we come back to the JS fundamental, you see it's returning a Javed and the type of string. Okay, the type is string because it's a string data type. Okay, So this should return the type of variable. That's what it is very useful if you want to check somewhere in the application what type this mismatching in your showing some weird bugs you can use to check using the type of. So I will get into this later in a logical way when we create the projects. Okay, so just now we are checking what type, okay, for your understanding. So then number. So you see this it could be a single quote surrounded or it could be double quote surrounded. That's not a big deal. Okay, it's going to return the same way. So const number. Okay, so number equal to age equal to, I'm just giving us 25. So now I want to pass the console.log age here. Okay, so this is basically a number now. See, it's not surrounded with quote. Okay, so if I come back here, this number is returning 25 and also this number type is number. Okay. But if I change this number to surrounded with quotes, what do you think is gonna happen?
It will be for string, sir.
Yeah. So now it's going to return as a string. Okay. The machine is going to understand because we put some quotes surrounded that number. So that's the reason. Okay. So this is a number. So you couldn't able to put like this way. Okay. Const test equal to test like this way. It's going to show on some error. It's not defined like that way. You see,
Yes, sir.
cannot access the test before initialization. So we couldn't able to put that the string like this way. We want to put like this. Okay. So this is a string type. Then the boolean. So the boolean is going to have a value of yes or no. Okay. Basically in our life, if you want to choose something, there is only two answers. One is yes or no, right? So here the case is true or false. Okay. For example, what should I get? Has kid. I don't have a kid now, so I'm just going to use a has kids equal to false. Okay, so I'll put has kid here and here. Okay, so has kid is false, so here we'll see
Boolean, sir. Yes.
what.
I said Boolean it before.
Yeah, this one is boolean, right? Yeah, this is a boolean. Okay, so has kids now false, so it's return a false and also the boolean is the type of boolean. Okay, so here I'll check this to true. So come back here, it's returning true and the boolean. Okay, so not any different. So we have a null. Okay, in null it's not going to return as type of null, it's going to return as object. That is a JavaScript bug. So I will give you the example tomorrow because there is some good PDF explanation. I will show you that tomorrow. For now I'll just show you what a cycle equal to null. Okay, so I'll copy and paste the cycle here. I don't have a cycle now. So the null, what the null is, nothing. Okay, null means nothing. So if I come back here, you see the type is null and it's returning as an object. It's a kind of small bug in JavaScript, but it's not gonna hurt anything in our application. Don't worry about that. Okay. So I will tell you it is very difficult to understand. It's just a bug. Tomorrow I will give you the PDF examples and I will explain you why it's returning like this way. Okay, but even though it's a primitive value, even though if it is returning an object, it's a bug. So remember that it's a primitive value. Null is primitive value. In your interviewer ask you null return the type of null returns an object, why you are saying a primitive value, you should want to say this is kind of bug in a JavaScript. Okay, so I will give you the example later, not later, tomorrow. Okay, so and then we have undefined. So the what does the undefined mean? It's not going to have any value to that, right? So for example, don't do like this way in your application. Okay, this will take you a so it's a bad practice. Some people will do like this, so test equal to undefined. Don't do like this way. So if I come back here, undefined and type is undefined. So if you want to make the things to undefined, keep this variable empty. Okay, so that it's going to return undefined. Okay, so remember that, don't do test equal to undefined like that way. So remember that. So this is undefined and we have a symbol. I don't know where they use people, but I want to show you there is some another type. So symbol equal to symbol like this way. Okay, later on I will teach you symbol when we get into the ES6, but now I'm not going to cover anything about the symbols. So here I'll put the symbol. So you see the type is symbol and the value is returning as symbol with some kind of dark green color. Okay, so this is enough, I think. Okay, so these are the types of JavaScript, data types, string, number, boolean, null, undefined. Okay, so these are the most needed data types. I don't know where they use, but I will show you the example later when we get into ES6. This is a type of ES6. Okay, so on the reference type, so we have a reference type RE. So today I will stop from here. Okay, because I want to start the class within 10 minutes. So that's what. So what I just do here, I'll just tomorrow some task for you. So it's new desk. So can you able to join at 7:30 daily, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So if everyone is okay, we can start 7:30 to 8:30 or kind of like that. Okay.
Like October 10 till October 11, I can join. After that, I won't be able to join at 7:30.
Okay, okay. So no problem. So until we keep like okay. So now, so okay, no problem. We'll keep it 8. Okay. Actually I am not getting your voice properly. So I don't know why. Even though I have my laptop problem. I don't know what the problem is. Can you please
Sir,
tell? Yeah.
sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Now it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah. So what you said?
I asked whether you can hear me like that because
No.
mic
Not.
I kept near and then I spoke.
Yeah.
So.
No. Yeah. Okay. Before you said no, that's something October 10 like that something. So
Yeah, yes, sir. That October till October 10 I can join till 7:30 also, sir. But after that I won't be able to join at 8 also, I think so, sir.
okay.
Or
October 10.
9,
So
9
okay. We'll
or
make
9 will
this.
be fine.
So for coming October 10, we can start with 7:30. Okay. After that, we'll plan how
Yeah,
that.
okay, okay, sir.
Goes. Okay. So
I will
tomorrow
say
onwards.
like how much time it is taking to reach like that. I will say you, sir. After that we can time after
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So no problem. So tomorrow onwards, we can start at 7:30. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
everyone is okay, right? 7:30.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's no
So cool.
problem.
Yeah. Okay. So we need some good understanding because I'm just going with some fast. I'm not able to cover within 1 hour. No. So that's what I'm asking you. So after the 10th, we'll make a decision, ma. Don't worry about that. Okay. So you can able to join on Sunday also for a
Yeah,
session.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everyone is okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So hereafter we can have a class on Sunday also. Okay. So that we can able to complete soon. So now I want to add. I think is
The
this.
Sunday we can have in morning or in the
I
evening.
will plan that when we'll plan that on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here I think in this new desktop, in this there is the new desktop. Yeah, this one. This one is afternoon section. Here.
Sir,
Okay, I will. Yeah.
sir, I am asking for the YouTube recording too, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
forgot that, bro. Okay,
Sir,
no
I am
problem. So
also,
today I
sir.
will talk to them. Okay.
Sir, I am also. I
Yes,
too
sir.
need, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I'll ask them. I will ask them. So.
Sir, if possible, all the recordings I want, sir, because in old all I have doubts, sir.
Okay. I will
Yes, sir.
let them know. Okay. So I'll ask them.
Okay, sir.
So this one should be in fundamentals. So this is my old student.
You
After,
ask, sir, you ask them like to give us like a playlist, sir, because if we touch one link, everything will be listed below like that. You ask, sir.
okay, ma, I will ask them. Okay.
It
So
is so difficult one by one going and
okay. So tomorrow is some. I'll give you some simple task. Okay. So that there is that 8 p.m. exercise. I think this one. Okay. Okay, so the tomorrow task, I have the solution also here. Please don't look at the solution. Okay, just it's a simple task. So fortune teller, why pay a fortune teller when you can just program your fortune yourself? Okay, this store the following into variables: numbers of children, partner's name, geographic location, and job title. Okay, so output the fortune to the console. You will be have, so I'm not going to tell what is x and y. You just want to think what the phrase is. So you will be, yeah, and in where, and married z with how many kids. Okay, so this is how we want to do. So store the value in each and every variable with this name, and then connect all this variable. Okay, just to store the variable, just create the variable. Tomorrow I will teach you. Okay, so no problem. No, that's not a good thing to now give you the task. Okay, I didn't teach you the concatenation. No problem. So today you go and learn this. Okay, so tomorrow onwards I'll start to give the tasks. Okay, so now today what I do, I just push this code into GitHub now. Okay, so daily I will push the code into GitHub. So daily you also get the pull, using the pull request, you will get the code from my repository. Okay, so this
Okay.
one is 8 p.m. 8 p.m. web dev. Okay, so Java. So make it public. If you don't have any GitHub account, please go and create your GitHub account. Okay, and once you create the GitHub account, you please all guys send me your GitHub account sign in, as how the sign in name, the name. Okay, I need the name because I want to collaborate with you in my GitHub, so that only you can able to. I'm just going to make it a private, because if I make the public, anyone can access my repository. So I'm not going to leave that in a public mode. So I want to change this to private. So to make it private, so I need your ID of the GitHub. So you please guys go and log into the sign up to the GitHub and send me your username. After that, I will contribute to you. Okay. Sorry, I will
Okay.
share the code to you. So today itself, you can, after finish the class, you just go and create your repository GitHub. Okay, using your mail ID. What mail ID you are using? So here I will just now push it. So once you create the mail ID, just let me know. I will guide you to how to. I will now today I will send you the zip file. Okay, tomorrow onwards we can do that. Okay, so now I'll just push the code now. I will teach you later how to work with GitHubs. Okay. Mm, oh, I made some mistake here. Just copy this.
Branch.
Yeah. Okay, so the code is available now here in my repository. So once you done creating the the GitHub account, you just please send me your login detail. Okay, only the name of that thing. So this one is 8 p.m. dev. Okay, so hereafter we going to keep all the file here. Okay, so tomorrow I will try to push with some folder for this fundamentals. I forgot to create a fundamentals for this. So tomorrow we'll do that. So today just please go and I will send the zip file of this one. So 8 p.m. This one is JavaScript. So inside we have, okay. So where is the WhatsApp? So okay, if you want to leave, you can leave. So tomorrow I will send you in the WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.
So tomorrow we'll see at 7:30. We'll start at 7:30.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye. Yeah.